Hi, my name is Richard, and the guy in the background here is my neighbor Shane. He's the one that helped me do all this computer stuff to get this on the computer. I live in Kirkland, Washington. My name is Richard, and I'm going to do a little humor for you. Now, I base my humor on a lot of true facts. The fact is this: when a baby is in the womb, it's actually an it. It's nothing. And a certain day comes along when the genes kick in and make it a girl or a boy. That's why they have to wait to do where they check, see what sex it is. They have to wait till a certain time period has passed. Now, if it's a girl, nothing special happens because we all know how special girls really are, right? Yeah. But if it's a guy, testosterone floods our system and burns the synapses between the right and left hemispheres of our brain, thereby making us predominantly a half-brain creature. Now, this is an absolute medical fact, and they spent probably millions in research grants, our government did, of our tax money, to figure this out. Now, we do have a creative side of our brain, and we do communicate with it, but scientists don't know how because the synapses have been burned off. But if you look at all the creative people in our society, we got architects, engineers, scientists, musicians, great artists, all kinds of like great chefs and stuff. So a lot of creative people out there. Like engineers are creative. Even the software engineers, they get creative. And the guy in the background is Shane. He's my neighbor. He's another half-brain creature.
Oh dear.
Now, women think like a computer disk. Their mind just goes around and around and around. And every now and then it gets stuck in a groove and they need to go, oh, yeah. Now, to give you, and men, I think the reason God created us this way is because we can focus really, really well, being half-brain creatures. Now, women have kind of had a hint about this for quite a while. For instance, if you're a Rube Goldberg type and you're in a garage and you're making an invention and your wife comes out, you got your lawnmower all tore apart and you're trying to make something out of it, and she says, honey, what are you doing? What in heaven's name are you doing? He says, well, if I can make this work, I'll be another Bill Gates. And she goes, I swear, I don't know where you come up with these half-brained ideas at. Duh, we're half-brain creatures. But they've kind of known this, They just haven't known the facts until now. But that's why we communicate different. Here's a good example. Let's say you got a newlywed couple. They've only been married a couple of years. Now, the wife wants the garbage emptied. So she says, honey. And he goes, yes, dear. And she says, do you think the garbage is too full? Now, he's a type A personality, goal-oriented, jock-type guy. He comes over, opens the cupboard door, and looks in there, and pulls out the garbage, stomps on it with his size 12, and he says, oh, no, you get a lot more garbage in there than that. So what does the woman do? She's thinking to herself, this man doesn't have a clue. Well, we don't have clues. We're clueless beings. But what does she say to him instead? She says, oh, honey, you're really something. He says, I know I am. Give me 5. See, now this causes a lot of problems between people, between men and women, because we don't communicate the same. They communicate like a computer disk, and we're very focused in a little compartment. But men are the only people in the world that pay $70 for a pitcher of beer to see how far skin can stretch. So our half a brain does let us down sometimes. Now I want to tell you women something. If a man forgets your birthday or your anniversary or any other important event, it's not because he doesn't love you. It's just that half brain, we don't want to have all that information in there, so we pass it off sometimes. So anyway, it's not that we don't love you. It's not that we've forgotten. It's just too much information for our half a brain. You have to remember that. So anyway, like, for instance, here's another one that really gets me. Your wife gets in a car accident. She comes home. Now, she's not got anything hanging or dangling loose, no blood gushing anywhere. She's not limping or gimping. She looks like a whole, complete creature. And she says, honey, I got in a car wreck. And you go, well, how's the car? Because, see, the obvious is this, since we think in compartments, like being a half-brain creature, we kind of think in compartments. We can instantly see that you're not bleeding, you're not broken, you're not damaged. Everything's fine with you, but we want to know what damages the car is. So we just go to the next fact. We don't bother ourselves with asking you a lot of questions like, honey, are you okay? Is everything all right? Did you have to go to the hospital or anything? I mean, we don't need to ask that because we can just instantly see it. It's not that we don't love you, because we do love you. It's just that we want to know what the car is like. Okay, so this is the end of this for a moment. I'm going to stop.